when Satoshi wrote the Bitcoin code, he put a back door of sorts in for retail traders. And we can see this as clear as day when we zoom out and you see the 4-year cycle with its valleys and its peaks. This is where the origin trendline system originally came from. Although this video is not about technical analysis, we're going to break down the full system using fundamentals, current events, combined with origin trendline charting to absolutely break into the next level of trading. Everyone who watches this video will take something away that will up their trading game hands down. Meanwhile, for the full course meal that can change your trading game dynamically, join the VIP group and get your hands on the full system, printouts, and videos explaining how to utilize them. Starting things off with something in the fundamental category. This was a very popular pick amongst the Caspa community that we made some videos warning everybody about. We're going to show you exactly how we made the Lit Labs was about to crash rug pull call out. And once you see this, it will become as clear as day to you that this was an investment that was heading back to zero. Starting off with as simple as the tokenomics. We can see that the team's unlock is directly on November 11th of 2023. Strangely enough, that's the exact day that the price completely skyrocketed. This doesn't just reek of manipulation. This is a textbook definition of a chart manipulation, creating a pump so that the team can dump on retail. And everybody who's been hyping up Lit Labs has only been creating liquidity off of this team's pump and dump. I mean, this is literally look up a textbook, pump and dump. That's what they look like. The chart flies off on the same day the team gets paid. Now, ideally, on the other side of this, when you're looking for a bullish tokenomics, you want to see the teams unlock distant future. Sometime later in 2025, the better. As we all know, crypto investing requires a lot of patience. There can be months of waiting until the next upcoming breakout. This prior rocket move on Bitcoin that went from 35,000 all the way to 75K, we actually timed it to the day, to the dollar. This trade is getting far more technical because we're not just using fundamentals and current events, but we're also throwing in some technical analysis. Let's check out the flashback first. Bitcoin can drop all the way down to around 39 to even 38.5, and then it's going to start to see some massive support and pickup right around the end of January, beginning of February. The rest of retail was using parallel support lines, and they thought that Bitcoin would fall back to 30,000, having no idea about this repeating origin trendline in gold that Bitcoin fell all the way down to and bounced directly off. Meanwhile, this was 7 days away from an FOMC meeting, and in the news and current events, we had the Bitcoin ETF, but more importantly, Coinbase opened up Bitcoin futures. So as BlackRock's seed fund invested their Bitcoin ETFs at 30,000, they then protected themselves by pulling the levers, allowing Coinbase to open up futures on Bitcoin, making an artificially manufactured gamma squeeze, rocketing Bitcoin, running over to Kaspa. And this is, we're going to reveal some massive secrets into the community about how to invest in Kaspa and why these fundamental dates are so important. And of course, we're talking about the FOMC meetings. And the reason why they're so important for Kaspa is there are no VCs with allocations. So yeah, the market makers want to list it on tier 1 exchanges, but they need to get their hands on big bags. The federal funds rate on borrowing money is like 5.25 points right now. That's going to cost market makers who work hand in hand with banks. They're almost an extension of the bank. They want to wait for those rates to go down before they load their bag with more borrowed money, which they're going to put directly into Caspa. And we can see all the way back 365 days ago, there was an FOMC meeting. The entire altcoin market crashed. Kaspa started showing strength and rocketing. This was our original signal to go all in on Kaspa, loading our bag under 2 cents. Meanwhile, fast forward right in the November breakout. There was an FOMC meeting on November 3rd. The breakout happened on the 7th. We advised everybody to enter into a 10x leverage trade on November 5th, catching the entire God candle from toe to tip. Fast forward to the February breakout. Guess what happened 72 hours before the February breakout? Looking into the future, right now with the KRC20, the market makers are just foaming at the mouth to get their hands on more Caspa stable coins, everything Caspa. Meanwhile, they really want the rates to come down so it'll allow them to borrow more money at a cheaper rate, loaning against their already existing assets. That's why everybody in VIP spent the last week watching Powell on TV, breaking down the CPI numbers inside the Discord. Meanwhile, we didn't get the signal that we were looking for yet, but it will come soon in the future. This 24-point system is an organized way that goes over all of these detailed points that put these trades together and even more. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We've got so much information that you can use to make you a better trader and investor, alongside a full library of classic pattern stats and the utilization of Satoshi's hidden code inside Bitcoin that, for one, creates the 4-year cycle with peaks and valleys. This sends vibrational shock waves throughout every chart with a halving and emission schedule. And once we start utilizing these, like we did on the Bitcoin breakout, we fell off of that golden origin trend line. Nobody in crypto realized that trend line even existed, but we've had it drawn out for weeks, months before the candle even got to it, showing how much more we've got for you that you can't get anywhere else. And of course, we do leverage trade callouts on Caspa, like over the previous weeks at 12.25, 13.3. Of course, we were looking for more opportunities just recently, didn't pop up, as well as we use the 24-point vetting system. It's 4 pages blanks. I've been scribbling on these, going over the AI hot list that we're going to be releasing in VIP. This is micro and mid caps that haven't been really pulled back too severely in price. We've got over half a dozen 24-point reports already filled out with links and tools. This isn't for everybody. There's a lot of reading. The majority of them are in AI. We do have one in GameFi. It's an upcoming listing that should be dropped this fall. It's an absolute gem. And I suggest, for when you're just starting to vet projects, get started in GameFi. GameFi, of course, is one of the simplest sectors to understand. And once you've vetted half a dozen projects, seeing all the data points side by side, you really start to see how they all correlate and connect to each other, giving you the ability to make the callouts like we've shown in this video. Keep in mind, this group does require a lot of reading just to go over the projects that we have vetted, as well as once you're ready to go out on your own, start using the 24-point checklist and the tools that it incorporates. Step 23 is that you can post some of the links of information that you have on Twitter and social media to get feedback from the community. It's this system that's pulling out more fundamental research and the tools that are implicated with this system, destroying the rest of what YouTube is thinking is a good investment idea. And it's part of your responsibility as a knowledge and schooled investor to get that information out to the community, getting in front of the people who think that Lit Labs is a good investment, that think that the Bitcoin virtual machine is something that they understand and can invest in, as well as allocating when there's going to be price breakouts to the upside, alerting the community and helping drive our bags to the upside in a correct fashion. Can't wait to see you inside the VIP group. Thanks for checking out this video. We'll catch you on the next one.